In the dim light of a frostbitten morning at Fort Grayson, a sprawling military base tucked in the shadow of Colorado's jagged peaks, Ellie Carter wiped grease from her calloused hands with a tattered rag. At 26, she was the best helicopter mechanic the base had ever seen, though you'd never know it from the way people treated her. Petite, with fierce hazel eyes and brown hair perpetually escaping its braid, Ellie carried herself with a quiet grit that belied her small frame. Her hands, scarred and steady, could coax life from engines that baffled seasoned techs. Pinned to her oil-stained coveralls was a worn pilot's badge, her grandfather's, a relic from his days flying over Vietnam. It was her anchor, a reminder of a legacy she was determined to honor. The hangar doors groaned open, and in strode Nathan Caldwell, the 29-year-old son of a tech mogul whose fortune had bought him a captain's rank. 6'2", with chiseled features and blonde hair that gleamed under the fluorescent lights, Nathan was a walking advertisement for privilege. His uniform, crisp and heavy with unearned medals, seemed to mock the grime of the mechanics world. Trailing him was a pack of officers, all cut from the same cloth, sons of wealth, here for clout, not country. Carter. Nathan's voice sliced through the hangar's hum. I need the Black Hawk's maintenance report signed. Now. He didn't look at her, his eyes fixed on a news crew setting up in the corner. Ellie stood, wiping her hands, her face a mask of calm. She'd spent hours documenting a faint but troubling hum in the rotor assembler problem that could spell disaster at high altitude. Sir, there's an issue with the engine bearings. I can't sign off until we address it. Her voice was steady, but Nathan snatched the clipboard from her, barely glancing at her meticulous notes. Graphs, torque readings, wear patterns, all evidence of a ticking time bomb. Listen, grease monkey, he sneered, loud enough for the hangar to hear. Your job's to fix, not think. With a theatrical flourish, he ripped her report to shreds, the pieces fluttering to the concrete like ash. The hangar fell silent, mechanics pausing, their faces a mix of shock and suppressed anger. But Nathan wasn't done. Grabbing a can of engine oil, he poured it over Ellie's coveralls, the black liquid pooling at her feet. This is your place, grease girl, he declared, his entourage's laughter sharp and cruel. On your knees, cleaning messes. Ellie knelt, not out of defeat but with a deliberate grace, gathering the torn pages. Her heart pounded, rage simmering, but she moved with precision, folding the fragments and tucking them into her pocket. Rising, she met the eyes of the silent crowd, her dignity a quiet rebuke. Nathan, already posing for the cameras, didn't notice. He was too busy rehearsing his speech about duty for the mission that would make him a hero. Ellie slipped a note into the Black Hawk's cockpit. Check the engine, you idiot, a final warning he'd never heed. By noon on January 12, 2026, Storm Titan was clawing its way across the Rockies, a beast of a blizzard with 160 miles per hour winds and temperatures plunging to minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. In Fort Grayson's briefing room, Nathan stood before a radar display, his polished demeanor a stark contrast to the haggard officers around him. The storm was a nightmare, but for Nathan, it was a stage. A children's hospital in Denver was cut off, its medicine supplies dwindling. A helicopter was the only way to deliver aid, and Nathan saw his chance to shine. This, he announced, is where leaders are made. Tom Rivera, a 47-year-old pilot with a face etched by years of flying through hell, shifted uneasily. Sir, the winds at 9,000 feet are brutal. We should wait for a window. Nathan's glare silenced him. Are you questioning me, Rivera? My family's $60 million donation to this base bought more than buildings. The room stilled, Tom's jaw tightening as he thought of his kid's future. Dear Serenguin, the 34-year-old medic assigned to the mission, tried next. Captain, can we at least review backup protocols? Nathan ignored her, turning to the CNN crew now filming his every move. America, he boomed, will see the Caldwell name in action. In the hangar, Ellie hunched over her battered laptop, hacking into the Black Hawk's diagnostics. The data confirmed her fears. Nathan had overridden safety systems, and the engine was a disaster waiting to happen. Her emails to command were blocked, and soon, security escorted her to a cell for interfering. As she was led away, she heard Nathan's voice on the news, spinning tales of heroism. In her cell, Ellie's mind raced. The lock was simple, a hidden hairpin would do the trick. When the radio crackled with a distress signal, she knew the Black Hawk had gone down. 15 minutes after takeoff, the helicopter hit Storm Titan's outer bands at 7,500 feet. Tom fought the controls as the aircraft bucked like a wild horse. Vibrations in the rotor, he shouted. Nathan, adjusting his camera angle, barely listened. Then he found Ellie's note. His face paled as he read her warning, and for the first time, he glanced at the gauges. The engine was overheating, the hum now a scream of failing metal. Base, we've got issues, he stammered into the radio, but the storm swallowed his words. The rotor bearing shattered, and the Black Hawk spun wildly. Tom, blood streaming from a head wound, aimed for a rocky outcrop. The crash was deafening, the helicopter teetering on the edge of a 1,200-foot drop. In the wreckage, Nathan's arrogance crumbled. Tom was unconscious, Sarah scrambled to save him, and the medicine vial scattered. Nathan's pleas into the radio were futile. Meanwhile, Ellie picked her cell's lock and sprinted to Hangar 9, stealing a backup Black Hawk. Flying solo into Titan's heart, she battled winds that threatened to tear the chopper apart. Spotting the wreckage, she hovered inches from disaster, her rotors whipping snow into a blinding fury. Nathan's terrified face met hers through the cockpit glass, and in that moment, power shifted. Ellie, he whispered as he stumbled aboard, his uniform shredded. I was wrong. Her glare was ice. I'm not saving you because you're worth it. I'm saving you because I'm not you. But the backup chopper groaned, Nathan's earlier upgrades, cheap parts he'd swapped in failing fast. With 20 minutes of flight time left, Ellie made a desperate call. She ordered Nathan to help move Tom to a sheltered boulder, where Sarah could stabilize him. Then, with a mechanic's eye, she attacked the wreckage, salvaging parts from both helicopters. Using debris as tools, she welded, rewired, and rebuilt, crafting a hybrid machine from chaos. Nathan watched, awestruck, as the woman he'd mocked worked miracles. To twist the knife, Ellie let Nathan think she'd failed. It's not working, she sighed, slumping against the chopper. Predictably, he sneered, this is why women don't belong here. Her hand hit the ignition, and the hybrid roared to life, every system humming. Surprise, idiot, she said, her smile sharp as a blade. The takeoff was a gamble, the chopper lifting off the ledge as Titan howled. Ellie flew with a precision born of desperation, dodging ice and turbulence. Sarah fought to keep Tom alive, while Nathan sat silent, his worldview shattered. As they neared Fort Grayson, the radio crackled. Identify yourself, backed Connor Elena Martinez. Mechanic Carter, with Rescue 1 survivors. 1 critical. Need medics. The base was stunned. Ellie landed flawlessly, stepping out in her stained coveralls, now badges of valor. Nathan followed, a broken man, tearing off his fake medals before the crowd. Ellie Carter saved us, he confessed to the cameras. I ignored her and nearly killed us all. At the medal ceremony, Ellie stood in her coveralls, the Medal of Honor pinned beside her grandfather's badge. I don't need rank, she said. I just need you to know I can fly a Black Hawk better than anyone here. The applause was deafening. Nathan approached later, humbled. You showed me what leadership is. Ellie's reply was measured, respect the people who do the work. 6 months later, on July 15, 2026, Fort Grayson was transformed. The Carter Hangar housed the Carter Flight Program, training women like 20-year-old Mia Torres, a farm girl with Ellie's fire. Nathan, now an enlisted mechanic under Ellie's mentorship, traded his polish for honest calluses. Tom, fully recovered, led pilot training alongside Ellie, who balanced teaching with hands-on work. Her program sparked a national shift, opening military roles to women. As Ellie watched her students' Black Hawk soar, she touched her grandfather's badge, whispering a vow to keep pushing forward. Now, here's where it gets messy. Should Ellie have let Nathan face the storm's consequences, or was saving him the right call? Could she have trusted him to change, or was his redemption just a performance? And what about the system that lets someone like Nathan buy his way in? How do you fix that? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that'll keep you up at night.